Recent CE Board Exam Series, MSTE Part 4. Hello! Welcome back to Gilisanya Engineering Videos, your daily supply of solutions to engineering problems. If you like what you see, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified every time we have new videos. Okay, so today we'll be discussing recent board exams in trigonometry and geometry. Problems in trigonometry and geometry. So this is our part 4 already of this series. So we'll have more series like this soon. So here we have 3 to 4 problems that we will solve. Everything is the recent taken from the recent board examinations. These are simple problems. Some of them are very common. So we will discuss these problems. Okay, so we have here a first problem. In triangle BCD, side BC is 25 meters and CD is 10 meters. Compute the probable perimeter of the triangle. Actually, this problem was already given several years ago. The question of that, the question in that exam is what is the most probable value of the third side? So there are choices. So here, the most probable or the probable perimeter of the triangle. Well, some students would say, Sir, hindi pwede masolve kasi kulang. We are only given 25 and 10. How can we get the third side if you're only given two sides of a triangle? Actually, yes, but the question here, it did not say what is the perimeter of the triangle. The question is what is the probable perimeter. Okay? So, because if the question says what is the perimeter of the triangle, really, that cannot be solved. So, there are different probable perimeters of this triangle with known two sides. So, the question is which of these choices is probably the perimeter of the triangle. Okay, we're only given two sides. So, what can you say about the third side? So, let's say if the triangle looks like this. We have 25 and then 10. What could be the third side? BD. So, there's no triangle, there's no angle here. So, if you can notice or if you can imagine, if we pivot this side 10, let's say the 10 na lang, i-pivot natin about C, it could follow this path. So that if the third side is this red here, then sa tingin nyo, ano yung pinaka maliit na value ng, let's call this X. What's the smallest value of X, the third side? Alright? So take note, the third side cannot be 15. Can you imagine that? It cannot be 15. Why? If that is 15, then 10 plus 15 equals 25. Then there's no more triangle. Everything will be parallel lines, dalawang parallel lines. So it cannot be. Meaning, in this setup, your third side must be greater than 15. The third side can have any value greater than 15 if this is the configuration. Okay? Now, imagine if this is the configuration, 25 and then larger value of angle. That is your 10. Okay? So, this is your D. So, what is the biggest value of BD? The third side. Okay? What do you think? Can it have any value? Actually, it cannot have any value. No? The largest value of the third side is, if this will be forming straight line, that is 35. So, this red line, the third side cannot be more than 35. 35. 10 plus 25. 35. This third side cannot be greater than 75. Okay? So, meaning, the third side must be greater than the difference of the given two sides and must be less than the sum of the other two sides. So, meron niyang theorem, inequality theorem ng triangle. Mamaya, ipapakita ko yung theorem na yon. Okay, so how will we have this one? Okay, by the way, this is the triangle inequality theorem, that the measure of the third side of any triangle must be less than the sum of the other two sides. Or, the measure of the third side of the triangle must be greater than the difference of the other two sides. That's it. Okay? So if we will take it from here, then the perimeter will be, the perimeter of this triangle is 10 plus 25 plus x. Now with x greater than 15, therefore the perimeter must be greater than the sum of that. It must be greater than, or the perimeter must be greater than 50. Correct? Or the perimeter is equal to this. Now, if x, okay, if x must not exceed, or if x must be less than 35, then the perimeter must be less than 10 plus 25 plus 35, or the perimeter must be less than 70. So in other words, the perimeter of the triangle must be greater than 50 but less than 70. That's it. So any values between, in between, inclusive, between 50 and 70 can be a perimeter. So in the given choices, the only valid perimeter here is 69. Alright, so the answer is letter D. The answer is letter D. Now, some students would ask me, Sir, what if there is 68, 67, 65, and 69? What will we do? Of course, the examiner should not ask that because all of those are valid. No? So, he should not do that. If he does that, then I don't know what to answer. Really, logically, those answers will be valid because it says here that any perimeter between 50, greater than 50 or less than 70 is okay. Okay, so I hope you understood this or you understand this problem. All right. Okay, let's have another problem. Okay, so if the equal sides of an isosceles triangle are given, say A, what length of the third side will provide the maximum area? What should be the length of the third side so that the area is maximum? Alright, actually, this sounds like a maximum-minimum problem, pero pwede hindi na, no? Okay, ito yung principle. Okay, if we have two sides of a triangle, say A and B, and the angle between them is theta, okay, we know that the area of this triangle is, what's the area of this triangle in terms of A, B, and theta? Diba? The general is, that's the area is equal to 1/2 the product of the sides to the sine of their included angle. That's the area. 1/2 AB times the sine of theta. So with theta variable, okay, we can see here that the angle will be greatest when sine theta is greatest. At the biggest value of sine is 1. That will happen when theta is equal to 90 degrees. No? Because sine of 90 degrees is 1. Okay, so the area of the triangle is greatest when theta is 90 degrees because sine of 90 is 1. Other values of theta will give you a sine value, the sine value will be less than 1. So in other words, it's a right triangle. A right triangle. Alright, so if that is an equilateral triangle, so A and A, it should be a right triangle to have the most or the greatest area. So obviously, the third side will be square root of A squared plus A squared, or that will be A times the square root of 2. So the answer is letter B. So that's the principle. If two sides of a triangle are given, the biggest triangle or area formed is a right triangle with the other two sides as the legs. Or the given two sides as the legs. Alright, so letter B is the answer. Okay, next. The areas of two similar polygons are 80 and 5. There's no unit. So 80 units and 5 square units. If a side of a similar polygon has a length of 2 units, find the length of the corresponding side of the larger polygon. Okay, similar polygons. In my experience, many students really do not understand what is similar. Okay, when are polygons similar? Are all triangles similar? Yes or no? You answer me that. Are all triangles similar? Yes or no? Are all circles similar? Yes or no? Are all ellipse similar? Yes or no? Okay? Triangle? No. All triangles similar? No. No? You can have a triangle that looks like this, and a triangle that looks like that. Obviously, they are not similar. All circles are similar, yes. Ellipse, no. All ellipse are similar, no. There are maraming forma ng ellipse. So, when can two polygons be similar? Okay. So, in this case, it did not say what type of polygon is this. It can have any polygon. It can be pentagon, octagon, or it can be regular polygon. It did not. The problem did not state that if they are regular polygons. Anyway, to this problem, generalize. So let's say this is the smaller polygon and this is the bigger polygon. Area 1 and area 2. And the corresponding side being mentioned here, let's say x1 and x2. Okay? So, take note, two polygons can be similar or are similar if their corresponding angles are congruent and the corresponding sides have constant ratio or proportional. Okay, meaning equal ang angles nila. That angle equal to that angle, that angle equal to that angle, that angle equal to this angle, and so on and so forth. And corresponding sides have the same ratio, meaning this is to this, as this is to that, as this is to that. The same ratio. Or para bang yung isa, parang zoom in mo lang. Okay? So, they are similar. And if they are similar, if the polygons are similar, then the relationship between their sides and their angles can be found using this equation. Let's say area 1 is to area 2 as the square of the ratios of their sides, corresponding side. x1 over x2 raised to 2. x1 and x2 are corresponding sides. Okay, if this is the side x1, this should be the side x2. You're gonna say x1, this is the x1, and this is the x2. It should be corresponding. If you're taking this side, then you have to take this side for the second area. So, area 1 over area 2 equals x1 over x2 quantity raised to 2. So, the area 1 here is 5. The area 2 is 80. And the side of the smaller polygon is 2. Meaning your x1 is 2. This 2 here. Alright, substitute. So, 5 over 80 equals 2 divided by x2 quantity raised to 2. And then solving for x sub 2, the answer is 8 units. Alright. So, 8 units. So, madali lang. Pag alam mo lang yung principle, madali talaga. But some students are memorizing this, kaya mahirap para sa kanila. Pag nag-memorize ka na, mahirap talaga yung problem. Okay. Let's have one more problem. A regular octagon is to be cut out from a square section having a side of 18 cm. Determine the side of the largest octagon. Actually, in the actual board exam, the largest is not given. I just put that one to be very general. Why is it important? Because, okay, imagine if you have a square, you can cut a polygon or an octagon 8 sides like that. Pwede. Wala namang sinabing anong klaseng octagon. No? Pwede tayo mag-cut ng ganon. No? But that is not the biggest octagon na makat natin. The biggest is like this. Do you agree with me? That will be 8 sides. No? This is 8 sides. No? So, maliit yan compared to this. So, this is what is being asked. The side of this largest octagon. So, the side of the given square of the square is 18 units or 18 cm. Let x be the side of the octagon. So, the same side lahat. So, how do we solve that side x? Okay? Now, let's consider this square or triangle here. Of course, this is a right triangle. So, the hypotenuse of this right triangle is x. Then, what should be this side here? How much is this? Okay? What do you think? In terms of x. Okay. From here to the center is 9. Okay, I'll draw it here. From here to here is 9. Alright? And this is x over 2. Right? This is 9 and this is x over 2. So, this side is equal to 9 minus x over 2. also the side here is 9 minus x over 2. Okay, so very simple. Then applying Pythagorean theorem in that right triangle, then you will have the hypotenuse is x. So x squared is equal to 9 minus x over 2 quantity raised to 2 plus 9 minus x over 2 quantity raised to 2. Then solving for x equals 7.456 centimeters. And that's the answer, letter B. Of course, there's a formula for this, no? The formula is equal to, if A is the side of the square, then the side of the largest octagon is A times square root of 2, quantity square root of 2 minus 1. Okay, so that's it. So, 4 problems in trigonometry and geometry. Then, next videos natin, we'll have more on this trigonometry and geometry also. Okay, so I hope you learned a lot from this video. So, please like our video and share it to your friends. Okay, that's our only request here. I-like nyo lang, i-share nyo lang lahat. No? Okay, so please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you'll always be notified whenever we upload new videos. Okay, thank you so much for watching.